Dave Palumbo standing here with Guy Cisternino in the hotel room one day prior to the Dallas Europa 212 class. Guy, you got to be one of the favorites going into the 212 division here in Dallas, and I know that's, I don't know, is that a better thing to be the favorite, or is it better to be the underdog?
I'm usually the underdog all the time,
right.
So I'm used to being an underdog, but I don't cherry pick shows, meaning I don't really pay attention to who goes into what shows. My first pro show was kind of baptism by fire. I went against Jose, David Henry, so that shit really doesn't matter to me who does what shows. One of my friends sent me a list of the competitors in this show, and I don't like to know who's doing shows because then you start thinking things that you shouldn't. You know, this guy's better than me, this guy's not. I've beaten this guy, I've lost to this guy. So I obviously looked at the list, and going through the list, none of those competitors have ever beat me. But there are competitors in there that I haven't ever competed against. I believe Dennis James has a guy I can't.
Baito Abaspor, yeah.
But he might be dropping down. I heard he might be. He might not. So he's a mountain of muscle that I know. I know he competed in Arnold, Brazil. Got a crazy physique on him. I don't know what he's going to do in the 212s, if he's going to compete or not. But I go into every show just trying to be my best, and hopefully.
Is this your best?
Right now, this is the craziest I've ever looked. I don't go by what I think. I go by what Chris thinks. And when Chris is happy, that means I'm happy. I can't worry about who shows up, as long as, to me, winning a show is great, but being better than I was at my last show is a win for me. So as long as I show up looking better than I did in my previous showings, then I'm happy, and I'm very confident what we've been doing. That tomorrow when I step on stage, I think I'm going to hear a lot of holy shits when I step on stage.
Now, we know your conditioning can get insanely shredded. You get crazy detail from behind especially, and that usually is what helps you win shows. Size-wise, however, I know you've been trying to add more muscle. What do you think you'll be weighing when you get on that scale tomorrow?
Well, I think we weigh in tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
I'm going to guess I'm probably going to weigh around 206, 207.
Are you happy with that weight?
Yeah, last year at the Olympia, people thought I was like 208, 210. I weighed in actually 200 at the Olympia, and I was 202 in Arizona. So this 5-6 pounds difference in my weight definitely shows. Actually makes, I can definitely see the improvements in my back. My waist, because my back got thicker and wider, it actually makes my waist even smaller, and I don't have a waist to begin with.
And a lot of people don't realize they may forget, you turned pro at 176 pounds, so you've added a tremendous amount of muscle, over 30 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, you know better than anybody. I mean, I turned pro under your guidance in 2007. We competed together, and then we also did the Nationals in 2008, and I used to have to kill myself to make that weight. I'm sure you would agree, I would have to sacrifice a little muscle to make that weight class. And, I think after I turned pro, my body wanted to be heavier, wanted to be bigger. And, it's crazy to me looking back at what I used to do and what I used to look like. And, what I look like now, I never thought I'd be competing. I used to, in college, used to try to weigh 200 pounds. And now I'm
off-season, yeah.
Yeah, and now I'm competing over 200 pounds. So, I'm extremely happy with the things Chris has done with me. And, Sean Roden introduced me to Charles Glass last year. And some of the stuff that he showed me, techniques he showed me in the gym, have just helped me tremendously, especially with my back and my arms. I have a really good group of guys in my corner with Chris and with Charles, and their help and their guidance has been huge. But another thing is that this show in 2011 when I won, I didn't even plan. That was my first and only pro win, and I didn't plan on doing it. But my buddy who lives in Texas, Mike Bell, after I took second, who's actually in the hotel room now with us, he called me after I took second in 2011. He's like, "You got to do the Dallas show," and I'm like, "I don't know. I just competed. I'm already qualified because back then it was top 3."
Right.
And he was like, "You got to come here." He's like, "Just get your ticket to Dallas. Stay at my house. I'll cook your food. I'll do everything. You don't have to do anything." I'm like, "All right." And
we know how you like that.
Yeah, it makes my life a lot easier. And so I don't like people doing things for me because I don't know what they're going to do with my food or put on it. You know how.
You're very neurotic.
Yeah. So he did it for me, and I came in and I won. So when I
duplicating it again this year.
Well, I stayed at his house on Tuesday. Just for good luck.
Superstitious.
Yep, I stayed there and I came to the hotel because in 2011 I was working with Factory and Factory wasn't here, so I stayed with Mike the whole time. But this time I stayed with him on Tuesday, came to the hotel on Wednesday, and I've been here ever since because Chris is here. And the closer I am to Chris and the more Chris looks at me and keep an eye on me, the better I feel. So he's been looking at me nonstop. He's been in my room. So every time he looks at me, he goes, "You're getting freakier. You look like you're 220," and I'm not even close to 220.
Good luck.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Guy
it.
Cisternino, one day before the prejudging.